This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Enough of corruption, say the masses. In Chennai, the city joins hands to fight corruption the Gandhian way. Demand for Lokpal Bill gathers pace.
Doctors want money. Government doctors want money to give disability certificates.
Amma backs Hazare's call for ending corruption but cautions that without a committed and strong centre, the Lokpal Bill will be useless.
Now here we have a Prime Minister who is silent, unable to act, weak, ineffectual.
Meanwhile, Amma sends her condolences to the DMK chief in advance, says that she will sweep the polls clean.
My own assessment is that our alliance will win not less than 218 seats.
But Glenier is not worried, says that he is confident of returning as the chief minister for a record 6th time. Royapuram has been left powerless. Locals complain of power outages. Pollution is another issue that haunts the voters.
அடிக்கடி கரண்ட் வேற போதா அந்த மழை பெய்ஞ்சா டைம்ல எங்களால எங்க ஓட முடியல ரொம்ப பயமா இருக்குதுக்கு.
Vote for me, vote for better infrastructure. A young gun from Makal Sakti party calls out to the voters in Ambattur. And finally, the IPL season begins. KKR looks to challenge the Chennai Super Kings and Shah Rukh Khan looks to shake a leg. A very good evening. You're watching Headlines now with me, Ashwin Kumar. This, of course, is the 30 minutes of news that really wraps up all the action that happened across the day. And, of course, what's happening right now is KKR is taking on Chennai Super Kings again. That's the big news right now. The clash between these two giants at the beginning of IPL 4. And, of course, we are now joined by Natasha, who will be giving us more details about the match. She joins us from Chepauk Live. Natasha, give us a quick sense of the picture there, of the feeling, the emotions of the fans there.
Well, Ashmit, if I can just say, standing outside the stadium right here, from the very beginning, about say 4:30 onwards, people were thronging this entire road here. And of course, trying to get those last-minute tickets. So it is excitement galore. It is the first match. I could barely see any of the Kolkata Knight Riders fans out here. It was completely in favouring of Chennai Super Kings, of course. And this is the home soil. This is the first match that they're going to play in the IPL. So there's only excitement that I'm going to be bringing you in just a bit.
Right, Natasha. Again, we will be coming back to you for more updates on that one critical match. This is the first one of the IPL Season 4. We will be tracking that very closely. But first, let's take a look at stories coming in from across the country. The government says no legal notification possible for a joint panel on the Jan Lokpal Bill. Anna Hazare's crusade, however, gathers force. The activist writes to Sonia Gandhi and the Prime Minister, asks Ms. Gandhi to hold a meeting of the National Advisory Council. Prominent religious figures, Chief Maulvi Shaukat Ahmed Shah is killed in a blast in Srinagar. And in a setback for Narendra Modi's aide Amit Shah, the Supreme Court's orders a CBI probe into the Tulsiram Prajapati fake encounter case. Now bringing to you the big story that has managed to capture the imagination of the entire nation, Anna Hazare's protest against corruption. And well, the latest that we are hearing from sources, they are telling us that perhaps there is a compromise that has been struck between the government and Anna Hazare. That's the one critical development coming in from Jantar Mantar, Delhi at this point. Of course, the move that the government has paid is being termed as a masterstroke of sorts by offering co-chairmanship to Anna Hazare. So that's the latest that we are hearing. And of course, Sybil, Moily and Khurshid are believed to be in a meeting with the Prime Minister taking up this cause right now. That's of course after Sybil decided to meet with the protesters and Anna Hazare himself at 6 p.m. this evening. Of course, earlier there were reports that indicated that the government has rejected Anna Hazare's demand for a notification on the Joint Committee for drafting the Lokpal Bill against corruption. Now, Kapil Sibal himself, a sub-group member of the anti-corruption group of ministers, said that the government can only issue a letter setting up a joint committee of activists and government representatives. He also said that if Hazare is appointed chairman of the panel, no minister will be on the panel and that only government officials will be a part of it. Well, but despite the stance of the government, the protest has not lost any steam even as it enters day 4. But the heat of Delhi summers and the physical strains of fasting are beginning to take a toll on Hazare's supporters. At least 4 people have been taken to the RML hospital. 2 more fainted at the spot. Doctors were called in to attend to the supporters. Now, yesterday as well, a senior citizen had to be rushed to a hospital after he collapsed at Jantar Mantar. Well, meanwhile, the Union Minister Kapil Sibal gave the government's perspective on the ongoing negotiations with the protesters. He insisted and elaborated on how the government has rejected the notification demand.
But then I said that in the event you insist that you want to be chairman, or a member of a nominee of yours wants to be chairman, in that event the constitution of the committee will not consist of ministers from our end. They can consist of officials of the government of India, in which eventuality you can have your person as the chairperson of that committee. And I said that all these things may be considered by them, and we could certainly meet again at 6 o'clock to discuss the matter.
And of course, now we're getting better. We're getting confirmed reports of how the government has struck a compromise with Anna Hazare, where he has been offered co-chairmanship. Now, the onus, as it is, the onus of this discussion, taking this forward, now lies in Anna Hazare's court. That's where the ball is right now. So again, news coming in, of course, about the fact that compromise has been struck and co-chairmanship has been offered by sources, of course. This information coming in by our sources, credible ones. But that's the information coming in. Now, of course, echoing Anna's call to stem the menace of corruption plaguing the country, a group of differently able persons accompanied by lawyers took up a Gandhian approach of protest in Chennai. Now, hoping to take down the industrialists, the judges, the doctors and the government servants involved in bribery, the group looks at gaining more support from the student community.
Here in Chennai city as well, there's a group of representatives here, in fact, from the differently abled community who've done the same and hoping to make a difference, to maybe even send out a message to the leaders of our states and our governments to really get their hands off that filth and corruption that we have seen in the past few scams. Joining me is Deepak. Deepak, why is this so important for your community and what are you trying to say through this?
Like any other citizen of this nation, we are also hit by corruption as well. Well, to cite an example, in the districts, we have an office called the Differently Able Welfare Office. Well, there are lots of been corrupted offices there. The disability department is corrupted as well. Well, in fact, the government gives, by policy, government gives 500 rupees maintenance allowance for the mentally impaired children for their maintenance. Well, what happens is that it doesn't come every month. It accumulates, and then when the disability officer gives it, he demands some money. And bribe, yeah. In fact, it's so unfortunate that doctors want money. Government doctors want money to give disability certificates.
Okay, Rajiv, how do you think a Lokpal bill can really do the difference that we've not seen perhaps in the last few years?
Basically, Lokpal bill have to have enough teeth to make an impact. Otherwise, it will be like many other laws which are lying not implemented.
We are in a state that's going into elections in maybe 5 days from now. Is it too late to really send out a message to our political leaders, or is it better late than never?
I would say better late than never, for simple reason that it's time the politicians understand that they are representatives and they are not our masters. So we're all joining hands together to see if our nation can step up well. What Anna Hazare has started off is a great movement, and I think all the youth of India should support this cause. Clearly, the state has been in the corruption list, and we wanted to forgive those elders who have made the corruption and wanted to see if we could at least clean this, at least now.
So a sense of forgiveness setting in, perhaps giving them a second chance as well. But this is the final one, right? This is the final one. That's the message coming in here from the different representatives here who've gathered here in Chennai.
Well, meanwhile, people have been protesting in other parts of the city as well. Now, the visuals on your screen are those of people clamoring for an end to corruption and protesting the Gandhian way. The Hazare movement has struck a chord with the Indian masses, and people, irrespective of their backgrounds, are joining hands with each other to further this cause.
Then we drafted a bill, that is Jana Lokpal bill, and submitted to the Prime Minister's and put in website. But there was no proper response from the Prime Minister's office, almost 2 months. And then Anna Hazare ji, under his leadership, we decided to go in indefinite strike and all that. But none of us, we expected that such a huge response on this thing. It was so surprising that people made it is people's moment, that is. And now that, well, the government has to agree. Once this we succeed, maybe there are some other agendas in our planning. That is, next, once this corruption, these things they've passed, General Lokpal will make a stringent law. Next, we are going to move with the election reforms and then the judicial reforms.
Well, support seems to be pouring in from all quarters, and the latest to actually give in support has been Shah Rukh Khan. He too has spoken out in support of the cause. Let's listen in.
You see, so many people are speaking so many things about it right now, and I don't think anyone in the country or any person in our country is for corruption. And so the idea is very clear that, anything that can weed out anything which is negative in our country should be followed, and this is one way to do it. It's nice and peaceful, so very good. I wish them all the best.
Well, the movement led by Mr. Hazare is catching up with the advocates community of Chennai as well. A section from the Madras High Court took to the streets today against the alleged horse trading ahead of the election for President of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry Bar Councils. Now, the advocates alleged that there have been attempts to buy the votes of 25 Bar Council members, spending crores of rupees in the build-up.
Corruption is prevalent. You are hearing about the fast by Anna Hazare. And now in the Bar Council elections, which is supposed to consist of learned people, if there is going to be corruption, you can well understand what will be the future of the legal profession and also the judiciary. We are supposed to look into the complaints of the poor litigant and do him justice. If we ourselves start corrupting the Bar Council, how are those persons who have been elected will be able to protect the interests of the ordinary litigant? I'm very happy that we have started an agitation against corruption in Bar Council elections.
Well, the AIADMK chief has also joined in support of Anna Hazare and his campaign. Jayalalitha told NDTV's Barkha Dutt that just bringing in a Lokpal bill would not do the job. The country needs a strong Prime Minister and a strong government.
I fully support what Mr. Anna Hazare is doing, and I agree with him that such a Lokpal bill is necessary. But beyond that, it's not sufficient to just bring in a Lokpal bill. You have to have a strong government at the center and a strong Prime Minister who is willing and determined and capable of enforcing the law. Now here we have a Prime Minister who is silent, unable to act, weak, ineffectual, and this is detrimental to the interest of the entire nation. I have pointed this out. There is a danger not only to the economy of the country, but there's also a danger to the very security and sovereignty of the country. So, over and above everything else, the prime need of the hour is a strong government at the center, a strong Prime Minister.
But of course, another headline that has been one of our main focus points has been the elections. 5 more days now to go for the biggest political event of the year. NDTV Hindu makes sure that you are up to date with every bit of the local flavor this season. Now today we bring to you an exclusive interview by NDTV Group Editor Barkha Dutt with the Queen Bee herself, the main opposition's Jayalalitha. Now the main challenger to the DMK Congress alliance speaks out on silencing her rivals, and that the surprise that will catch the ruling government completely off guard. Now she says that the alliance theories will be gone with the wind when victory strikes home.
Well, we're about to talk to one of the most high-voltage politicians in Tamil Nadu, the chief challenger to the DMK Congress Alliance, Jayalalitha. That was really a high-voltage rally. As you are now just a few days away, ma'am, from the voting and then the results, how confident are you going in?
I'm very confident that our alliance will sweep the polls. Although various poll surveys have predicted that our alliance will win anywhere between 164 seats to 184 seats. My own assessment is that our alliance will win not less than 218 seats. There's a tidal wave of support in our favor and a great cyclonic storm of anger directed against Mr. Karunanidhi's family and the DMK government.
Any message for him who believes that he will be Chief Minister again?
The all-pervasive corruption of the Karunanidhi family. It's not just the 2G corruption, the 2G scam, although that is unprecedented in the history of India, not only in the history of India but in world history. On the other hand, this so-called tag of corruption, the so-called label of corruption was given to me by Mr. Karunanidhi, who is my political adversary, arch rival. It was he who foisted all these cases against me, and I have come out of 12 cases. I have been acquitted by the court. Subject to being branded as corrupt, I am not corrupt. My party is not corrupt.
So you're saying the cases were, in a sense, unleashed against you by political opponents?
Political vendetta. The cases were foisted on me due to sheer political vendetta. And as I said, the judges in various courts have acquitted me in 12 cases. What does that prove? That the cases were false.
Meanwhile, the DMK Patriarch's campaign is on full throttle as well. Having touched the areas of Villivakkam, Thiruvikanagar and Ayanavaram today, he is expected to campaign at the constituencies of Dindivanam and Puducherry next. Speaking to the public yesterday, M. Karunanidhi said that the DMK would emerge victorious in the upcoming elections, saying that the people will be testimony to the DMK's rule. He also lashed out at a section of the media for portraying what he termed the wrong side of his party. Well, Ambattur could be on the road to recovery. At least that's what a contestant in this constituency has been promising. Meet this new face when we come back.